Welcome to another episode of Reseller Evolution. I'm Scott.
I'm Carl.
How's it going, Carl?
Good, but my basement's even worse than it was before.
What do you mean worse?
Wow.
I see a
What
couple
happened?
extra totes in the corner.
Yeah, those have been there for a while. My tower of totes, like literally this
Oh,
to the
to
ceiling.
to your right. Yeah, what about these ones right here in the front? What about these ones? Those are new.
Yeah, you just can see them now.
Oh, okay.
I think I moved the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I,
it's sad down
the
here.
tower ones behind you I've always seen, but the
Oh my
ones
god, they haven't moved, and my basement's so much worse. But before we get into that, how was your
oh,
week?
how was my week? Fantastic.
Oh, good.
Um, yeah, the Saturday was if you want to go with sales, I started doing um going through Zonos for US. So that's picked up a number of sales. Um and then so that's kind of helped a little bit. I haven't changed all my listings on eBay, but I probably 40%, 30% are now eligible to be shipped from through Zonos, like Canada
Right.
Post. We have a watcher listener, Julie, who asked a question. So we'll answer Julie's question later on when we do comments. But anyway, so that's kind of helped out a little bit there. Saturday was good with sales. Sunday was a little slower, but it was still okay. I did the yard sale. And I went on a pick.
Oh yeah,
All
the yard
sorts of
sale.
stuff, man.
Okay,
All
tell us
sorts.
about the yard sale. How did that go? You were helping there, and you're probably itching to go buy, and you
Oh,
had to
I
sit
was
there.
totally itching to go buy for sure. So, okay. So, just for people that have heard, or haven't heard, but some people have heard, I'll just kind of go through the whole thing. A couple weeks ago, they had storage units of my nephew's fiance. Her father had passed away about a year ago, maybe a little less, and they had some stuff. Then they moved it into storage unit because they had to clear the house, and it's been in storage for about 3 months. She's paying $300 a month per locker. That's $600 a month. So my brother said, like, can you help us just trying to figure out what to do with this stuff? I said, sure, no problem. I went and take a look just to make sure there was nothing huge that needed, you know, you didn't want to sell for $1 at a yard sale. You know what I mean? I had to go through it
Yeah.
that way. So we took a couple days, went through all the stuff, and then we planned on having a yard sale this weekend because it was a town wide. And my guess is they did over 3 grand.
Oh wow.
Um, so the Friday we started setting up, but we also knew that I told them that we'll probably get a good group of people coming by. Probably double showed up than what I was expecting on the Friday. And we sold a lot of stuff. They on the Friday, you got to remember we probably started setting up around 1:30, maybe 2, and we went till 7 p.m. and they did $1,300 just on the Friday.
It's so weird to me Friday garage sales, but anyways, yeah.
And then the Saturday, the town wide was happening, and you know, dude, like they could have doubled or tripled for all I know. I never asked, but I mean, on the Saturday, there was 2 banana bikes. I know they can get in the 600, 700 or plus range based on condition. The condition these ones were on, I estimated to be about $300 a piece. I said if you put them in an auction. So what we decided to do is put $200 a piece at a yard sale. I know banana seat bikes, $200 a piece, thinking that if we were to get what I think they're worth at an auction and everything went well, $300 minus 30%, you're looking at about $200. So I'm like, let's just throw them in there, put them for $200, and if they sell good, if not, then we'll throw them in an auction. And one sold for 175, and the other one sold for $200.
Oh wow. Good for
So
them.
that was just a Saturday. There's $400 there. So I gotta assume they did over 2 grand because it was busy. It
Mhm.
was busy. People were coming back 2 or 3 times. People were coming back that were there Friday. They were coming back Saturday. and definitely would have been the best yard sale there. But we heard that from many people, even from some pickers that I know. I know Ben showed up and he probably dropped $500 over the couple of days. So there's another $500. You know what I mean? So it was
Wow.
like I couldn't imagine how much they did. Um,
Good for you for helping.
yeah. So not only making money, but sometimes you get busy with life and you just kind of push it off, and all of a sudden 10 months go by and you spent $6,000.
Believe me, I
You know what I
know.
mean? So it's
Yeah.
also the money you save. So it was a very good yard sale. Um, you know, I rented a U-Haul truck. We stuffed it full, and the back of a pickup truck was full, and it all went to the yard sale. We had nothing left other than maybe, a dozen boxes, maybe a piece of, nightstand, I think was there or something like that. Anyway, and we decided to put it on the curb, and probably half of that was gone before we finished closing everything up. So,
Wow.
yeah, so it was crazy. It was
And
crazy.
the storage units are closed, empty now.
There's a few pieces of furniture. There's a snowblower or a wood chipper, some things that they're going to keep. Couple things they might want to sell, but those are things that we never intended to put in the yard sale anyway. So definitely condensed to about half a storage unit, and that stuff that's up to them to deal with now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
You got rid of the resale stuff or
yeah,
the stuff to sell. I mean, yeah.
yeah. And if they want to put a couple of those other things, like you could go fit them in your garage or set them alongside of my brother's house or something and put them on Facebook if you decide to get rid of them. But there's a lawnmower, there's a motorbike. They took those out. They're in storage, so um,
Cool.
they're in unpaid storage. They're in a storage, someone's like garage or barn, right? So they're not paying to store them. So yeah. So anyway, but nothing overly significant. There's a lot of items that were maybe $100 that we got 40-50 bucks for.
Yeah.
You know, there might have been a couple things that we got closer to retail, but then there's a lot of things. Like I know there was a large box of plates, like license plates. A lot of from the 40s, 50s. Most were 60s, 70s, 1960s, 70s, but there was a lot of 40s of it. Dude, that whole box eventually went, and we were selling them. We were averaging about $10 a plate, a
Oh
license
wow.
plate. Some of the
If the family didn't know, they would put that out for like $20 for the box or something.
yeah, yeah,
If you weren't there to help them, yeah.
yeah, 100%. So the kind of idea was anything 1940s, we're going to ask $20. Anything 1950s or newer, we would go $10 a plate. But if you bought more than one or two, like more than a couple, like if you bought a few, we would kind of negotiate the value, right? So, but for the most part, I would say we average $10 a plate. So
Hmm.
that's a good point too. I mean, $10 doesn't take long to add up, right? If there's
No.
like, what do you fit in that box? 200 plates?
That's why I like
Like
the
I never even thought about the plates. Like the plates, like I know one guy came and bought 10, paid $100 for 10 plates. You know what I mean? And he's gonna put them in. He said he wanted them for his. He's got a uh, rat rod, and he's gonna put them all inside.
what the hell's a
Weld them
rat
all up
rod?
inside. Yeah. So it's. I know. I have to look on YouTube because I was telling a friend of mine. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's what they're doing now." So
What's
I'll
a
have
rat rod?
well, go look on YouTube. It's a it's
Yeah,
it's a
but some people
vehicle.
are listening. They don't know.
Wow.
They don't. They're driving. You want them to go off the
Oh
road
my
looking at
god.
rat rod? You don't know. Oh, that's the real
It's
answer.
a car, you dummy.
There you go.
Hot
That was
rod,
that
rat
so
rod,
hard.
huh?
Was that so
It's a it's
hard?
a it's a it's what's that?
Was that so hard just to say it's a car?
I said that like two times already.
I don't know.
So
When I re-listen to this,
just
I'm gonna
hang
be like,
on.
he
I'm
didn't
gonna
say
tell you
anything.
with license plates interior. I've never seen with a interior. Oh my god, these advertisements now. Oh no, there we go. Now we
Okay.
got to find with the license plates.
Oh,
There it is. Actually, that looks pretty cool. Some are doing them with copper and different things here. Type it in.
I'll do it after the show. I don't want to bore people.
There it
Even
is.
though I know
Oh,
they do.
this is. See, I never saw them with the license plate. It actually looks pretty cool. Where they've got like a push bar on this one. Thanks, call again for the armrest of the car. They got the whole console is license plates. That looks pretty cool. Huh.
Okay. So yeah, I love stuff like that for the booth. That like lots of value, small but amount of space. Perfect. But I know that they're buying it for themselves. Which,
Yeah. I've never seen the they're not just license plate. This guy's got like not the guy that bought the license plate. He says he's doing all his interior on license plates, but this one's got like a visitor parking sign and different things, right? So, um,
okay.
very good. I'll have to go check it out, but
Well, good for them
um,
for like such a great garage sale, and I hope they were happy with the amount and getting some weight off their mind. With all that
um,
stuff.
I think the weight off the mine was probably almost as valuable as the money.
Yeah, I believe it.
Um, yeah. So everything I think everything went pretty well. Like I mean, almost better than you could expect. You know what I mean? Probably as good as you hoped, but
Yeah.
better than maybe expected. So, um, I know renting the U-Haul was only $104, $105.
Okay.
We didn't go that far, so that was
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Um, because you don't want to soak your money all up into you know transporting, but we
So
didn't have to
easy.
go that
Yeah.
far,
No.
so the kilometers were low. And then I also went on a pick, dude.
Oh, you went on a pick too?
I
Okay.
went on a pick.
So that was the one from last week that got moved a day or
Got
two. Yeah.
moved. Ben and I went to this place, and it's kind of funny, right? The guy's a nice guy. He was like in his. I think he said he's 77, and him and his wife had sold one house. They have two. The one was really like almost like a cottage, huge, like it was a house. It was big. It was nice basement, and you know, it looked really well done. Nice wood floors and walls and stuff. But
Yeah.
it sat in the middle of nowhere. Nice property with forest and stuff around the house. Anyway, they sold that, and they have to clear the stuff out. And they had sold it that day, so the wife didn't show up. She was feeling a little bit, she's gonna miss the place, right? So it was kind of like a catch 22. Happy it's sold, but at the same time, we're gonna miss it, right? So
Yep.
anyways, he had some stuff laid out. We couldn't go through everything. They're gonna invite us back. So it's funny that he had all these masks between African, Mexican folk art masks, the native North American Indian masks were not available at this time, and they weren't laid out. We have to wait till the wife's ready for those. But there was like 46 masks or something like that, just under 50 masks. And we get there, and he's got them all laid out on the pool table. And then we put some sword. I got 9 swords, and I put them on the table. And before we even negotiated, we went out to the trailer, and he had 2,800 comics, all in long boxes. And he goes, "I want $1 a piece." So Ben's a comic guy. He looked through the comics. I started looking through other things. I saw some records. I pulled out 24 really good records, and I grabbed those records and I put them on the table with the sword. Ben and the guy negotiated on the comics. So the comics sold. We're back inside. we're looking at the masks, right? So he's like, I'm looking at the masks. I'm looking at the masks. And he wants $1,000 for all the masks. And I just keep looking. I'm trying to figure out where $1,000 makes sense to me.
And how many masks again?
Like just like 46, I think it was, but it was just under 50 for sure. So say
So
40,
about he wants $20 a mask about?
about that. It gets lower though.
A little lower, but
It gets better.
yeah, I'm just saying he's asking $20 about a
So I'm
pack.
trying to calculate this all in my head, right? Like where I am at this, all this stuff, and do I want to pay $1,000 for it? She's like 850, and I haven't even said anything. I haven't said yes or no yet. And I said, well, I said I'm more comfortable with the swords over here than I am with the mask because I know. He goes 500 for that table, 9 swords, 24 records, and I'm like, I'll do that, no problem, right? $100 a sword, records and 4 swords are free. 500, I said, no brainer. So we start looking at the mask again. I'm just staring at the mask. He goes 750 for all the masks. I still haven't even said anything, right? I'm still just staring at the
He's
mask.
negotiating with himself.
And then he goes 700. I'm not going any lower.
Is he
like,
laughing while he's doing this?
No, I didn't laugh.
No, did he laugh? I mean,
no. He was drinking some wine. He was just
okay.
he was just I don't know. I think he was getting a little drunk. But his daughter was there also there helping him out, and she was probably 40, 45 in that range. So like, I might have laughed actually. Like I was just like, so. Anyways, so I agreed to the 700, and I've got probably, I'm going to say roughly 10 in the back room ready to be listed on eBay. And they're going to be over $100, I think, for most of them. So,
okay. Because I'm not sure. My math, I can't do math, but I think it's like $15 a mask or something like that.
yeah. But I didn't really care about individually pricing as much as I cared about how many do I got to sell to get my money back.
Yeah.
So if
That's
I
good.
got
That's
10 back
legit.
there, if I got 10 worth $100, that's my money back minus the 30%, and I got more than that. So you're going to see a few masks being listed on eBay, but I showed you a bunch that are at the booth, right? So
Yeah.
so
You have that on Instagram? Did you put that on Instagram?
No.
No.
I'll go back and do the whole booth and probably put it on Instagram. I haven't done much on Instagram lately, but I should do that since we're talking about it. But anyway, but it's just funny how silence is golden. The less I talk, the more he was coming down.
The great thing for you is that people actually give you prices.
Why wouldn't they give me price?
I never get prices, but keep going. I want to hear the rest.
Well, that's pretty much it. We went and gathered some more stuff, and then they just said that the wife called. She doesn't want to sell any more stuff. She wants to look over it first.
She has to get emotionally there first.
Yeah, and she's not. She didn't even want to come out today because the house had sold, and she was just not in.
I get that. I'm still emotionally affected by like our childhood home being sold, right?
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun to go through, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
So tell me about the swords.
Did you
look those up?
What, say again?
Tell me about the swords.
They're not real swords. They're not swords like, the Japanese. I don't know, what do you call them?
Is it katana?
Katana
sword? Yeah, whatever.
Like there are some Japanese style swords, but they're not like authentic, $5,000 swords.
Yeah, they're not World War II.
No, they're not. They're more decorative, although they're very usable. You know what I mean? Like they got sharp ends on them. Trust me. But there's 3 that I would classify as Viking-like, medieval-like. The one is really long. I put 145 in the booth for that. The other ones I put all as 100. Um, if you wait a second, Carl, I'll grab one. I kept it so far.
That's the sort of thing that I would really stumble on because like I'd be there, and I think you said the guy wanted 500. I think you said for the swords and for something else. I can't remember at this precise second.
Like this is one that I thought was
Oh
cool,
crap!
but that's like a resin. This is,
Yeah, so he's
that
showing
would
me
break.
like a
You're not going to
dragon
get into a
headed sword.
yeah, you're not going to get into a sword fight.
Oh no no no! This is very decorative.
But it's heavy. Like it's not like a light, like it's like a real blade.
Oh yeah, you could hurt someone pretty bad with that.
But it's heavy. It's not like I've held a lot of decorative swords, but this one is heavy. It's got some engraving on it. I don't even know what that says.
Stainless
Stainless.
steel.
Is there anything else on it?
There's something a word in front of the stainless steel, but I think it's a number, but I can't really see it.
Like it's super sharp.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
You could defend against zombies with that, I'm pretty sure.
you could totally do that. Like I didn't put it in the booth because I'm not sure what it is.
It is very decorative. Like, yeah, that's the stuff that freezes me up. Like if I was at that private pick, right, and he said that what was the other stuff? It was swords and what he had
Records.
records, and he said
like
he
print,
wanted 500, right?
For 9 swords,
Yeah,
and 24 records, like Prince, Aerosmith, Beatles, David Bowie, all the classic. Like there's not one I picked that would not sell for 10, 15, $20. Like
yeah. I was
they're
thinking
all
20
within
bucks.
that range.
Yeah, so 20 times whatever. I'm doing the math, of course.
Well, 24 at $10 is $240. There's
Right.
definitely, like, they're all clean. They almost, most of them look like the cardboard looks brand new, like they're in mint condition.
And the
And
swords,
the
how much?
records, other than the odd time there'll be like fingerprints near the edges where someone maybe looked at them,
Yeah.
there's no gouges. I went through every single record that I took. Um,
I'm doing the math because that's the way my brain
yeah,
works.
so if I average, I'm probably going to average 15 a record, right? So that's $360.
And the swords?
Average $100 a sword. That's $900. So between the swords and the records, pays for the whole buy and a little profit
1,200, and you paid 500.
for the swords and the records. I paid 500.
Yeah, so about 40%, maybe something like that.
Well, where's your what did you call it last week? Where's your data sheet?
Well, I'm doing the math.
Just kidding. I just did it in my head, dude. That's my point. I just did it in my head.
Yeah, I know. The reason I'm doing this is because I was curious what percentage you paid. The nice thing about records and swords, though, is there's no testing.
Percentage
really.
I paid for what? Sorry.
Of the gross value that you think you're going to get for the records and the swords.
Okay. Well, I put it this way. When I sell those things, the masks are all free. That's how I look at it when I buy it.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
It's a way of easy way of doing it, right?
Well, because you got to do it quick, right? Like the reason
Yeah.
I took so long on the masks is because I had to look at 50 masks and try to figure out, is there shit ones here? Are they broken? Is there patina, paint loss, chips? Like I'm looking at like 46 masks, I think it came out to. But like I'm basically going at 50 masks and trying to really analyze the condition and everything that's in there. And he just keeps lowering the number the longer I look. So it's just like
Masks are hard, like you said, right? Because they could just be Indonesian or
well,
tourist
this is what I
people.
told him. A lot of them were. A lot of them are. I said. He goes, I paid a lot more than that. He said he paid 100 for some. He paid,
Well, I believe it.
60 $70 for them. And I did say this, like there was some talking before we started throwing numbers, and I'm like you bought these as a souvenir because they were important to you because you went on a trip. I said, but I'm going to sell them out of the booth, and people are just wanting them for decor. There's no sentimentalness there. There's just these are decor pieces,
Yeah.
so it's going to be less valuable to them. I said, plus they're taking a commission. I pay rent. I pay a commission. That's coming off the top, so I have to watch what I'm paying for these. So he understood. He was a businessman. He was very successful. Like they own two nice homes. They just sold one because they're going into retirement. Um. Anyway, he just probably had a lot into them and thought that I got them for a steal, which maybe I did. You know what I mean? When you add it all up, but that's my job is to make a profit. I'm not here to sell it for you. I'm here because I'm making a profit. I gotta justify my time and effort. So
Masks are hard. Like that would have frozen me up too. Like
yeah, but
I like literally just this last weekend at the booth, I took masks out of the booth because they were never selling for me, but they
well,
weren't special.
what kind of mask?
One
Like I
was
showed you that did
those are
they look like
special.
what I showed you?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Mine are very basic.
um,
Just
like
two. It was just two.
if you get some native masks, they can go 500-600. They can go to thousands of dollars if they're the
Yeah,
right mask.
yeah. I actually have a mask full at home.
That's not what I'm dealing with in this
No.
haul. I'm
Yeah.
dealing with like there's one I put in the booth for $150. And I know I showed you a picture of it, but I'm just going to try to describe it to the audience here. And it was very demonic looking, to be honest with you. It had glass eyes. It was black with yellow snakes carved, painted yellow. It was well done, but it was very. I mean, other than the color scheme, it kind of looked like something you would see on like Insidious or some horror movie. It was like a Mexican folk art. It was signed in the inside, and I probably should have took more effort to figure out. But I thought someone's going to pay $150 out of the booth. I don't want to ship this because the horns are very delicate. So unless someone's paying $600, I don't want to take the chance. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's what it's worth. So I thought, okay, for $150, someone's going to buy this out of the booth, right? And they're going to dance around naked around a fire in the middle of the woods. Anyway,
they can do whatever they want.
Bring back memories, Carl.
Yeah. College.
I'm just kidding. You and your what do you call that?
New agey?
Your woo woo.
My woo woo stuff for sure.
Your woo woo stuff. But
you know what's yes.
Go ahead. What?
No.
So anyways, I just felt I wouldn't even let that in the house, eh? I kept it in the garage.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah.
It's funny. I'm woo-woo, but I don't even believe in that. But
I said to Steph, I said, this isn't coming to the garage. But it's just freaky. It
is freaky.
It just, it's I'm probably watched too many horror movies, but anyway, it's more of I just felt like it was kind of like could be considered bad karma, but at the same time, it's $150. You know what I mean? So
I like how I'm the woo-woo one, but you're the one worrying about karma. But yeah,
I just didn't want it in the house. I didn't want to, scare the puppy dog.
Right.
But anyway,
it is pretty scary. It is an awesome mask, right?
Yeah,
put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, and it's signed on the inside, which means I probably should have looked it up, but I just felt the horns were a little bit too brittle.
I wouldn't want to ship that.
And yeah, because it's not like real cow horn, right? Like or anything. It was kind of, I don't know if it was bark.
I have damaged masks
or paper mache. The mask is definitely wood carved. There's
It
no
doesn't take
question.
much to damage that stuff. Like even I have masks upstairs, and some broke just touching them. So
Yeah,
they get britter, especially in Canadian dryness. Like our winters here
yeah,
can really dry out that stuff, especially in Ottawa. But
yeah.
anywho,
So that was the pick. Pretty happy with it.
Ben was happy.
Yeah, Ben was happy. I think some of the other rooms could have been more interesting, but they didn't. They weren't there yet, right? For the stuff, we kind of were able to walk through a couple rooms, and then they stopped us because they were asking. They were calling the wife to see if this item was for sale or that item,
Ugh,
and then she's like, I want to go through it. I don't even want them in the rooms right yet."
I don't blame her.
So
I don't blame her at all.
yeah,
Like that's
because there was a couple of nice bronze, brass. There were bronze foo dogs, but they weren't solid bronze. They were like a hollow bronze, and then a dragon. It was made of metal, but these were all souvenir things. They would have went to like Indonesia or they would have
yeah.
went Japan, um,
That
and they
stuff was
would have
really in the 80s and 70s. Like my
yeah.
parents had a bunch of stuff like that too. It was like
Like
the
so,
thing.
there was two dragons. One was metal, very long. The other one was a smaller kind of like almost like it was guarding something, on all fours, kind of looking straight ahead, but it was a smaller. And then the two foo dogs. So it's so hard to friggin' make a fair judgment. So I offered for the four $100, and he said if she's good with that, when we come back, we'll do that. So he put them to the side. My kind of gut is that I'll get 125 for the foo dogs, and the other two pieces will kind of be my profit area.
Mm.
But I really didn't even want to put an offer. You know what I mean? Because it's just like if I go too high, I don't make anything, and if I go too low, she's not even going to call us back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of said, "This is where I'm at. Here's four pieces, $100. This is what I think I'll get out of these foo dogs, and the other would be kind of my profit zone." If they're going to yard sale, they're not getting that in a yard sale. You know what I mean? So I think it was a fair offer, but um, that's about it. That was a long 32 minutes of what I had going on. I told you I'd have a story this week,
You did.
but yeah, everything else is doing good. I did make some sales. The GI Joes, I couldn't sell them out of the booth, and they're flying off the shelf here at home on eBay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I brought the rest of my GI Joe stuff, and I'm gonna put that online. And I'm actually thinking of biting the bullet on another weekend and having a yard sale here, where I was going to do that a few weeks ago, but it was raining. But I'm thinking if I can just, like, I want to go picking again, but if I can just get this one weekend, get some of this stuff out, I'm going to be really good shape as far as room and organization. And I think I have to do it. But it is only Wednesday, so I might change my mind. But no, I think I had a good pick, and I think if we're going to be invited this week or next week, I think the yard sale makes sense now, right?
Yeah.
But the itch is kind of there. So, oh, that's
Well,
about
good.
it, huh?
Well, I I went to my private pick. So Wednesday after the show,
And you got swords and mats and records.
I got a lot of stuff, a lot more than I
Nice.
thought. Yeah, it was a lot better than I thought.
Wow.
So, um, I get there and we go to the basement where she has everything, and everything is well organized, right? So she has all the stuff, and I wasn't sure what to expect. Like she told me she had some brio, which is kind of like these wooden train stuff, and some like Lego and some My Little Pony and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She had so much Lego in boxes, not sealed. But some of these sets, like the pirate set I got, is worth quite a bit. And of course, she didn't have any prices. The embarrassing thing is she had a bucket full of marbles, like a big plastic bucket. And she said, "Oh, you can have these marbles for free, right?" So I pick it up, and the bucket disintegrated, and
Oh,
marbles went everywhere on the floor.
oh no.
And they're all big shooters, too. Some of them didn't make it, but it's okay.
They crashed.
They cracked, yeah. So I looked up the marbles. They're all like 80s and stuff like that. A friend of mine at the market, Pierre, he knows marbles, and I knew I got a headache looking at marbles, and I knew none of these are that special, so I put them in the market. I tried asking $3, but I think it might be too much. Maybe $2 is better because they're big shooters, eh? Uh, anyways, I got
Um,
those.
I don't know what you paid for them,
Nothing for the
but
marbles.
if you put them in like a little mason jar
Yeah,
and
they're big,
sell,
eh? They're like
yeah,
big.
yeah, I that's what I would do and try to sell them in lots. Or you're gonna have marbles. You're gonna lose your marbles
I have
on the
so many
marbles.
marbles. Yeah, I put a sign up to $3 or 2 for $5 or something. But I just wanted, like, for the first weekend at the booth.
Yeah.
I didn't bring them all. I just brought some, right? And I just see people looked at the marbles, but no one bought the marbles. But I think I might drop the price and go $2 each, or I don't know, 5 for $5 or whatever, just to get them going. The marbles are
Or
tough to
I don't know
highlight
what
though.
if you got a small container like a glass, like I'm thinking of a mason jar that you can get for nothing at yard sales.
The,
Um,
the mason jar would probably hold 5.
would five. So then there you go, $10.
Yeah, I
Ten
just put
bucks
them in a
for the jar.
basket. I just put them in a plastic container, whatever. It's
Or
not the
or
highlight of
or,
this thing, that's for sure.
or mix them
Hmm.
with some smaller ones so that you can fit more in the jar. Like, could you fit five and then some smaller ones fill in the spot spaces or anything, or get a bigger jar? Like, kind of mix them. You know what I mean?
Well, what's the matter with my big open container?
What's the matter with it?
Yeah,
Like selling one at a time? You mean?
yeah. Or
Well, how
you
many have you
get,
got?
I don't know, a lot.
Yeah,
200.
that's what I'm saying. So if there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, I'm just kind of thinking if you wanted to kind of sell them, people would probably like to buy. I usually see them sold in jars, in mason jars.
I
That's
guess it's good, like, if someone buys them, then they're not just buying one or two, and like those marbles are there for the next 20 years, kind of thing.
well, that's where I'm going with it because the way you sounded like they fell all over the floor, like that sounded like there was a lot.
There's a lot.
So I'm like, and they usually are a lot of them at a time. So I'm just thinking if you did that, you're kind of you could put I don't know 4 mason jars, fill them right up with all that you got. You could sell them for $10 a piece. I don't know how many you got other than you said roughly 200. But is that all big ones or are there some
Yeah,
small ones too?
all big ones.
So
Her son was a big marble competitor, not like professional or professional marble,
well
like as a kid. I mean,
that might make a different story then. That's different than what I'm thinking. So if he was a competitor, if he was like someone that knew, you
like
know,
competitor in like kindergarten.
oh,
Like, when you would play, the traditional idea of marbles is that you got to keep the marbles that you knocked out of the little circle. It doesn't matter. The marbles are like the least interesting thing of the story.
okay,
So let's leave the marbles alone.
you're
Let
losing
me
your
just put it
marbles.
this way. I researched marbles to try and figure out what old ones are,
Yeah,
and it's a headache.
it's a headache.
It's a headache.
I honestly think marble people make this shit up.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I really do. I think, oh, this looks like a cat's eye. This one's worth $30, and I'm like, oh, whatever, dude.
I can
You
get that
just
from the dollar store.
yeah. So
I
I'm
know.
like, I don't know. I just think they make it up. Oh, this one has like 50 swirls this way and 27 this way, and this one's worth $20 because of the swirls.
The only one I remember is these ones have butt crack swirls. It's like, okay, I'll remember that one.
Black crack swirl. I
Yeah,
honestly, dude, does that not sound made up?
it does.
It does. I swear. I think they just
Marble
make it
people
up.
are probably one of those groups that are a little different.
And then you sell your made up idea to someone else, and then they go around and put it on eBay. Look, it's a butt crack. I got one of only 3
Oh my
in the
god.
world. Butt crack marble.
Anyways, I know much better than I am knowing marbles. Enough of the marbles. So I got My Little Ponies. I probably paid too little. I like they had a
You
huge
never
bag
paid
full,
too
right?
little. You never paid too little.
So I paid $2 each, right?
Oh, you paid too much. Okay.
$2, $2. But some of them are worth like 40, $50, and I didn't
Yeah.
know. Because I'm not gonna sit there like I'm at
No,
their
of course
house,
not.
right? I'm not gonna sit there and value it all. I just went, I brought a little book and I just went, okay, this, and this. And then the Lego, some of it's worth like $150. But the problem with Lego is it has to be complete.
For sure.
And for it to be complete, I got to count it. They're very well organized, right? This stuff all had layer of dust on it, like it was literally in the back of the basement.
Yeah.
But it was all boxed with twine around it, and all the Lego was in baggies, right?
So the last thing you want to do, in my opinion, and I don't know if you did this or not, I wouldn't not want to emphasize any values to them at all. I don't know what kind of book you brought, but I would not.
I didn't bring. I had a book just to write on, like a notepad.
Like, I
So
would just start piling what I like, especially if there's dust on it, because that means they have no interest in it at all. And I would pile it up. And then I would calculate in my head what I think my top dollar is, and I would shoot them a low dollar. So if my top dollar is $100, I'm going to start at $50. You know what I mean? I'm looking at $50 here. I'm not saying like it could be. I'm just for easy calculation. That's my, And if they come out with a ridiculous number, then I'm going to say, well, where are you seeing this? Like, what do you have in value? Where's that value coming from? What do you see? And then we'll pull that aside. We'll come back to that later. What are you thinking now?
Well, I knew that there's no way this person's giving me a number.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Right. She's
just I just wouldn't say to them like, this is $100, but it's loose.
I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that.
Okay.
All I did was took my notepad, right?
Yeah.
And I said to her, okay, I'm just going to go through everything and come up with a number. And all I did was, like, for example, the only thing I really counted was actually My Little Pony, right? And just said, in my head, it went $2 each, because usually they sell for $8 for me, eh? Like, not more than that.
Yeah.
So $2 is like, and they're not a high volume seller. That's why I came up. But when I came home, like I said, some were worth quite a bit more. So I might have underpaid, but I wasn't going to sit there and value all these freaking My Little Ponies, right?
Yeah.
I might know in the future now, though, right? If I saw those particular ones again.
You didn't underpay.
So
there's no such word as underpaid.
Well, I want to be fair, right? I know I have a lot of guilt. I carry guilt. Everything's about guilt for me.
Oh my God.
This is my thing. I'm not having my thing.
There's no guilt. You're doing them a favor. You're cleaned out their basement.
So the first thing when I talked to her,
let me just say one point here before you continue.
Okay.
People charge people to clear out the basement. You're paying them to come in and clear out the basement. There's no guilt. You know what I mean? If you said, I will clear this whole basement, you give me $2,000. Or in our cases, we come up and say, I'll take this out of your basement and I'll give you $100. Anyway, go on.
Everyone agrees with you, Scott.
No,
my wife agrees with you.
There's no guilt.
Agrees with you. My parents agree with you. Everyone agrees. This is my thing. Okay, this is my issue.
Okay.
So, anyways, So for valuation, because I never like what you're saying with the swords and the masks, and they gave you values. I've
Yeah.
never experienced that at a private pick. I always get I have no idea. I don't have a number in mind. Give me,
And
and
what
they're not lying though,
yeah.
right? This is just
What did I say when that happens?
you said nothing and let them like down.
No, in this incident, but what did I say in the press? I'm different. A lot of people want to hear our number first. I don't need to do that. If someone doesn't know, I will really go low, but I will give them a number.
Well, I give them numbers because I don't have a choice. Like the last three
Yeah.
private picks, right? I've given the number,
Yeah.
right? It's just that it's more risky,
In what
right?
way? I think it's less risk.
Well, you could either bring a number so low that they're upset,
No, never be upset.
or
Talk to them. You're just talking to them, Carl.
a
You
number
decide.
too high, and then you don't make money.
So,
Or a number so high when they're expecting, like I'm just making it numbers. This is not what happened here.
yeah,
They're expecting 1,000, and you offer 300, right?
dude,
Right.
that lady expected $45,000 for those toy soldiers. That's what she asked. That
I
was
think
her
about
number.
I think about that scenario a lot.
Yeah, you are in control of you. That's all you can do.
I know.
And I'm not paying 45 grand for some toy soldiers. So I was willing to walk. Her other option was to throw it in the garbage. You know?
That was
So,
a killer deal. That was a killer deal for
okay,
you.
but that's one that we always remember. But it works the same every single negotiation.
Yep.
I think you think they know more than what they do, or and it's not even a matter of knowing. It's they're desperate to get rid of it. This guy here with the swords and the mask, they need this gone because they're selling the house. He knows if he puts it up for auction, he knows that he's not going to get that much, or they're going to take 30%. He knows that there's a big risk to that.
You
So
gave
he's
them a really good offer, right?
what's that?
You gave them a good offer.
Well, I'm not giving what he wanted,
Oh
but
no. Oh no, for sure. But
but
I'm saying you didn't like offer $100 when like that sort of stuff, right? You gave him a proper offer, right? Like a
well,
reasonable offer.
I think so. But I think
Yeah.
if I was to throw out a number on the mask and it was someone like, you know, like the daughter, like, look at my dad passed away, he liked these masks, blah blah blah. What would you do? I think I would be at 500. $10. I'll do $10 a mask. I think that's where I would have been in that scenario. This guy started at 1,000. So now to get to 500 is going to be difficult. So when he got down to 700, now I got to make my decision. And I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably sell, 7 to 10 of them in $100 range. Like, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$1,000 did
Yeah.
not make sense to me. Did not make sense because I could take that $1,000 and go buy a bunch of other stuff that I didn't need. But other option was to cherry pick the masks, but he didn't want that. He wanted them all gone. I think that even came up in the conversation at some point too. I said, well, like I could cherry pick a few of them here, but he wanted them all gone. He had them all laid out on the
Yeah.
pool table. So, but I don't think you're doing it
So,
wrong, Carl. The only reason I talk like this is because you always talk about negotiating and you always kind of feel that you like to learn it and discuss it and get different options. I'm only throwing out different options. It's tough love, bud.
oh no, no,
That's
no.
all I'm
That's
doing.
why I'm
I'm
talking
just
about it.
doing tough. I just doing tough love. That's all.
I just like the reason I'm talking about is I'm hoping some people listening actually feel they're in the same situations, right?
Well,
Where
I think
it's
we all
not,
get in that situation. I think your mind controls you through your heart. You're trying to make them feel better than what you need to. You're already making them feel good. You're already doing them a favor.
yeah, I don't want to screw over anyone.
You're not. You're not screwing over anyone. You don't want
I
to
know.
screw over yourself. You're doing them a favor.
Well,
Dude,
that's true too.
they don't have to pay rent. They don't have to sell it. They don't have to look at it for the next 4 months.
Right.
It's done. Like the other option is to go sell it somewhere else. The other option is to open up an eBay account and sell it on eBay. The
Yeah,
other
and yeah.
option is to put it on Facebook Marketplace. The other option is to have a yard sale. The other option is to put it into an auction.
Well, there's more to the story.
But if you want my option, this is where my option is. If you think you can do better somewhere else, then go do that. That's fine. Anyway.
So what I did,
Yep.
because I'm in that situation, they don't have a price. So I get my book out and I just go through everything. Right. So they have all this Lego, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just doing like there are 3 sizes of boxes. So I just went in my head, X for this, Y for this, Z for this. Right?
Yeah.
Add it all up. They had to have a bunch of Barbie dolls. None of it looked that good. I just went in my head, there were big bins full of Barbies.
Yeah.
It was 30. I said in my head, I think 25 a bin or something, which
is this the Barbie one that you were talking about?
That's separate.
Okay.
So there might be nothing in there, but for $25 for these bins,
yeah,
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's one of those riskier things, but could pay off.
Yeah.
I bought a whole bunch of little boxes of cars. None of them looked that interesting, but I paid, I think, $5 a box for these little boxes.
Yeah.
And there's some really good ones in there and a lot of ones that are not. Like that was fine for sure.
What kind of age were the cars?
Not as old as I would normally like.
Okay.
More like 80s and 90s. But very good condition and some good ones. So like in the $30, $40 range, right?
Oh, okay. That's
and good. A lot of ones that are worth nothing, right?
Yeah,
but
like $5 in the booth or
yeah, exactly. That's what I was putting $4 or $5 tags on them and just throw them in the booth. So that's fine. Like I don't feel uncomfortable with how much I paid for the cars or the Barbies, although I haven't looked at the Barbies yet.
You might be surprised how fast cars go, actually.
Cars do well for me in the booth.
Yeah.
But
me too.
They do okay. How about that?
Yeah.
They do fine. They look cool.
I mean, it all depends on what cars they are, but I know my M2 cars at $12.95 a piece, and they're just the little, 164s flying off the shelf.
You know what's funny is the ones that did the best for me were those friggin' F1 cars. So remember I did a big auction buy?
Oh yeah.
And we talked about that. All those have sold for like $15 each. I did really well on that. I would never have guessed that. So you never know, right? It's just funny. In fact, I'm pretty well out of them now. So, one of the nice things is when I do see them in the baggy wall at Valley Village, and there's like 2 or 3 of them in good condition, I pick them up because I know I'll do okay off of that. Where never would I pick those up in the past. So,
no, that's good.
Yeah, the big thing.
Cars do good.
Sorry, go ahead.
In F1's kind of probably been like this for a while, but F1 is pretty popular, like pretty desired.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with one guy who's totally into that. Anyways, different. I didn't get any F1s, but there was a lot of Hot Wheels, of course, but nothing.
No, and your past picker was F1s, though.
Yeah, that was when I got the F1s. Was an auction.
An auction, yeah, I remember that.
Anyways, there's some. What is it? I can't pronounce it. The French company, Majorda or
Majorette.
Yeah,
Majorette.
They're okay. Like there's some bigger ones, some bigger trucks and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that and when I paid $5 for a little box, I think it's about fine. For what I got, because there's like a lot that will never sell or anything.
Yeah, and you can always lot them up too, right? So just to sell them out of the booth, lot them up.
I made a nice display this weekend of them. So, and then so the big wins here is probably the Lego. So I got a pirate ship, right?
Yeah.
And the pirate ship can sell for $300, $400. And I did not pay anywhere near that. But some of the Lego sets that I thought, like I knew the pirate ship was good, right? And I knew this is going to pay for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I also know what am I going to actually sell first? The
The
pirate ship?
figures, the
Oh
cannons, the flags, the pieces. You gonna part it out?
no, I did the My Little Pony. You know why?
Why?
Because all I gotta do is put a cloth over them, wash, clean them up, and they're easy to comp, right?
Yeah. I
So I've
thought you
done.
meant like out of the Lego set, what would you sell first out of that? And I'm like
Yeah, I
thinking,
mean out of the entire collection, because
oh,
the most valuable stuff, right, in terms of dollars, is all the Legos I got. But the amount of work, because that pirate ship, I don't know how many parts it is, but I'm guessing 1,000 parts, right?
so here's what I've been doing with Legos because you're right, it does take a long time. I take out the pieces, like the pot, like the little figures, and then if there's anything bigger, like a cannon or maybe the bow, like something that's one piece but could be missing or broken or damaged somehow, someone's looking for that piece. I'll part those pieces out as long as they're, that kind of stuff, probably 25 or more is kind of my goal. If they're a little bit less, maybe I would, but desired, maybe lot them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and I would do that, and then I would just sell the rest of the Lego by the pound.
I did get some by the pound Lego with this collection.
Yeah.
Uh, and I have actually sold in the booth Lego that way, But the other cool thing about this stuff, I also got something I always wanted when I was a kid, is the Playmobil pirate ship.
Oh yeah.
So I got one of those.
We were just
So
talking about Playmobil a week or two ago.
yeah, Playmobil, Playboy, all the same. Just so I got that. But the cool thing is this stuff is going to look awesome in the booth and get attention, right?
Yeah.
I'll
Did
probably
you
do the
did you go pose for that woman?
well. I can't tell all of my secret. No, she didn't come back. So
You can have you naked with the horn mask on, the devil mask thing that I got. That
oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a picture and a half right
When
there.
when when we go like if we ever get to the point where you have to join our special group, then that will be the free giveaway. Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Carl's a centerfold with the mask on.
Oh my god, that's so funny though.
I can't. Yeah, no, that's funny. I
Um,
should. I'll have to tell Steph that I forgot to tell Steph.
this is just
Carl was approached.
yeah, yeah. It's
But
just to me,
just
it's just
don't.
amusing though,
If you
right? Like
go
I'm
to a
not.
studio, don't drink anything.
Oh my god. Yeah,
You don't know.
yeah, I know, right?
You know. Do you want to drink? No. She might have poisoned it or like put a potion in it or something.
Yeah, it's funny. Anyways, it went fine.
Next thing you
So
know, you're in a with a group on an oil tanker going out to some unknown land.
yeah, all these old fogies got tricked into modeling. Yeah, really, we're stuck in a boat in slavery. Yeah,
Imagine the story you'd have though. You
that'd be
know,
quite the story.
I was abducted,
This sucker really
traffic.
thought.
Anyway,
uh, what else?
I told you that mask was haunted, Carl.
I know, right? Cursed.
It's cursed. Karma. All right, sorry. Go on.
So,
Continue.
anyways, I added up all my little book and I gave her what I thought was fine. And then it all came in bins too, eh? So she wanted the bins back.
What did you end up paying
I paid over 500.
for Lego? That was 300.
I probably paid about 10%, 15%. I think. Usually what I want to do on pays 25, 30%. And I didn't do this on purpose, right? Like this
Well,
is
how much Lego could you have got?
I got a lot of Lego.
So it wasn't just the one ship then.
Oh no, I got probably 20 box sets. None of it's sealed.
Oh, okay. So that's different. I don't know. Did you say that?
I didn't get there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you just went straight to the number, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told her the number, and she didn't really react too much. And I was like, well, I said, are you fine? And she said, oh yeah, I'm fine. And I said, are you? And I always say the same, are you really fine? Or are you just saying that, right? No, I'm fine.
Dude.
But before I went over there, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
I talked to her on the phone and I said, do your children want any of this stuff?
Right.
Because I said, I have no interest in, you know, taking something away that someone wants, right? Like, that's not my thing. And she said, no, 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 no. So I went over there, right? Because they had kept the stuff for their grandkids, but no grandkids. So,
Oh.
uh, and their children had lots of opportunity
Yeah.
to get the stuff. And so when I went back with the bin, she said, "Oh, my son." She took pictures for her kids what she was selling,
Yeah.
and her son said, "Oh, I want the pirate ship back." And I said,
Oh.
"Well, I gave her another $50 or something, right?" And I said, "I totally get that." I said, "But that's where a lot of my profit is actually coming from. Is that? So I really don't want to get that back because it's kind of like that's going to pay for a lot of the stuff, right?" And she was fine
Yeah.
with that. And you know, part of me too is like maybe I should have paid up more for the pirate ship, right? But at the same time, there's so much work in that. And the other issue is if there's parts missing,
Yeah.
your $400 pirate ship, like unless you can part it out, right, goes down to $100 or 200. Like it really has a huge effect.
Yeah.
So as time has gone, like first I felt like I should have paid more, but I always feel
No.
that after a buy.
Yeah. No.
And then I was thinking about it, I was like, no, I think it was fair. But the funny thing is, when I was talking to her, her son sells on eBay,
No.
sells video games. And I was like, well,
I think you would have
he
sold them
obviously
like.
knew about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's different than when it's doing your family stuff. It's kind of funny when it comes to selling, I think. But he had
Well,
all
no.
the opportunity. So I don't feel too bad. And I told her 1,000 times, like, if your children wants any of this, please I don't need anything, right?
Yeah.
So
And maybe there's a reason he's not selling it. Maybe he knows pieces are missing or something.
well, I don't think so. She said to me, well, he told me some of this stuff is worth good money. And I said, yeah, it is. But I said, the difference when he's selling video games is you have a lot of value in that game and you should test it. But that's all you need to do, right?
Right.
It's easy to list, there's high demand and it's easy to ship and you get good value. I said the difference with Lego is there's so many little factors and there's time costs in this stuff. And I said that's what the difference is. Anyways, hopefully she's fine and son isn't really angry.
Yeah. Who cares?
I'm paranoid, but
Who cares? They made the deal. The other option is he didn't want to do it because he knew it was a lot of time involved.
yeah, I don't know
Right.
the situation, but
So why would you worry about it? I mean,
I'm
they.
not really worried about that
Yeah.
aspect because it's like,
I would have said right there, if your son wants to sell this on eBay, by all means, because it's going to be a headache for me. This is where I am at, right?
I
So,
didn't want to give it back. I like the pirate ship.
well, then there you go.
Anyways, it's fine. It was like each time I do these private picks, I'm getting a little better, right?
Well, I think
And I
you're getting a
wasn't
lot better.
and I wasn't nervous going into this one at all. I was like,
No,
whatever.
yeah,
Uh, a lot more stuff than I thought. So I had some crap in the car. I had to move around
like
a bit.
all I'm picturing is like a little box of ponies, a little box of Barbies, and the pirate ship. Like, what else was there?
It was a carload, not packed to the rafters, but I
Well,
actually
that's fine.
I did use the frunk, and I did
Wow.
use the little hidden smuggling bay in the back of my Tesla. So I
So
did use that, but
what else was there besides the Legos
the
and what
Legos
you
took up
meant?
a lot of space.
Yeah.
I got
Is there any
minor.
good Legos?
Well, yeah.
Like what other ones would be there?
They're all no Star Wars, but like one set I just did a quick comp and I got home and it's like worth $150
Wow.
used, right? For a medium-sized Lego box. Honestly, I just put the Lego away here
Yeah.
and then because I know it's going to take a lot of work and patience,
Dude,
and those are two things I'm allergic to.
I think you scam these people. You better go give them another $200-300.
Oh, you think? Maybe I will.
I think so. Everybody in the chat's now, Carl. He's scammed him. He needs to pay more.
Oh man, I'm always worried about that.
You'll get
That's gonna.
desensitized. The more you hear it, then you'll just be desensitized to it, Carl. So it's more tough love, dude. We're just trying to.
I know.
We're trying to.
Everyone's giving me the same advice. Don't worry about it. But
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude.
I just worry about it because that's who
It's
I
sitting
am.
in their basement with dust on it. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, they was so well organized though. Like everything's entwined. Everything is like in little baggies, and it's like that
He
way
sells
forever.
on eBay, and he
They
still didn't want to deal with it.
they took care of their stuff.
Wow.
This was not a hoarder basement for sure. This is all really good.
No, but if it's covered in dust, that means they have no interest in it. It's not like they're out playing with it. It's not like
No,
they're
no.
out, right.
Yeah, she said I didn't want to throw this stuff out.
Yeah,
So
she made $500.
anyways,
She'll be able to go. She'll be able to go buy one Canadian steak with her $500.
I'll know that if they're happy if they contact me again, because they had some other stuff for future. And I said, well, contact me if you're happy with this. I said, contact me again. So we'll see. I'm not pushing it because honestly, I cannot walk through my basement. I couldn't walk through my basement before.
Yeah.
Now I really can't walk through it.
Although
the Lego sets,
side, dude.
the
You're
Lego
going to
stuff
have a
I put
yard
far
sale.
away.
Dude, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to have a yard sale.
Yeah, no.
And then by this time next year, you're going to have a pickup truck.
My car right now has crap in it.
You're going to have a pickup truck, dude.
Oh my God.
You're going to sell your Tesla and you're going to buy a pickup truck.
I can get a lot in that Tesla with the front and the little cargo bay.
You're
more than
still going to buy a pickup. You're coming around, Carl.
No,
you're not even quickly saying no. You're just kind of like deflecting even the subject. You'll have a pickup truck by this time next year. And you're going to love it. You're going to sit in that truck and you're going to say, like, it's a whole new world.
Right? I want Amy to get a new car.
First?
Yeah, first. Yeah.
Before the pickup?
She'll get an SUV because she wants to be higher. Like right now she's a Honda Civic, which is a great car. It's just that
get a pickup, dude.
Yeah, that's not freaking happening.
Man. Like if you go look at the pickups now, they're like sitting in a luxury. They're like luxury. Like you get the big monitor. It has the satellite where it looks all around your car. It lights it up at night. You can reverse with the camera. It's like it's like sitting in a $4 million jet. Like they got all the bells and whistles. You're going to be in luxury. It's not like the 1970s, which I have nothing wrong with those trucks. I had a Chevy short box. That was my first vehicle, Scottsdale. But it's not one of those old like it drives so smooth. It's so smooth. I'll go help you pick it out.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
I'll make sure you're not getting scammed.
That was the nice thing with Tesla is we all pay the same price. I liked that. I know other people like the negotiation. I get it. They like the game. I get it.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying I'm talking more of the pickup truck. I'm just like, dude, the Tesla, nothing wrong with it. If it's self-driving car, I consider even getting one just to get me back and forth to work. But not that I'm working right now, but if I go back to work, but you will be amazed at how smooth and how dude, you just once you're in a pickup truck, you'll love it. Seriously. And you got the beard going, dude. You look like you should be in a couple tattoos. You're like, dude. But anyway, I'll let that marinate for a while. Then I'll come back to it.
So that was that private pick. Went much. It's all those things. It's like you're saying, like you get there and there was a lot more than I thought. So, and better stuff than I thought. So.
It's like this is what I'm saying. Like when you do those picks, I have no problem with sourcing because I think the problem before is I wasn't picky enough. Now I'm kind of like I don't really need that. You know what I mean? You got the booth. You're starting to source. You're pretty soon like you got the full basement. You know,
I'm good for stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you don't
so
need to
yeah,
go to thrift stores because they're not fun
no,
anymore, right?
they're not efficient
They're not efficient.
because like you never know if you're gonna even find anything. Like I enjoy it because it's relaxing. It's
I
fun.
I never thought, like, even I kind of, I, I shouldn't even say that way because it sounds like I'm kind of being too high on myself, and I'm not. I never thought that I would ever enjoy going picking with anyone else. I'm too competitive. I actually enjoy going with Ben. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to know something, he pretty much knows the answer. But we're not competing. Like, I really didn't want those comics. You know what I mean? But that's his thing. And we kind of played it out, like, if anything happens, like, he's not necessarily needing anything and neither am I. We just enjoy the pick. If we come up with something that's over a certain dollar amount, we'll split it or we'll try to negotiate other items to make sure we're both happy. I actually really enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm still in the first statement you said, which is like I'm too competitive. I feel I would be there and too greedy. I am. I have a sense. I have a bit of greed. I don't
Yeah,
want to share.
don't get me wrong. Like, we've gone on a few picks. There was one pick there where he got some. Oh man, I wished I would have got that, but I wasn't. I didn't fester on it. It wasn't something that I was. I was happy for him, but I would have been more happy for me. But I never got, like, it was something that I was within 30 seconds. I'm like over it. It's just like, wow, that's awesome. And then yeah, he's already got that in his pile. You know what I mean? And then it's like, ah.
Yeah, and
But
that would be in the back of my mind. I can't. I that would bog me even if it shouldn't. It's meaningless. It would still kind of be there.
so, and this is where I think I've grown a little bit more because I used to totally be like that. Like, I was very aggressive as far as I want everything. You know what I mean? But I'm not like that now. I'm like I got so much crap here. I have to have another yard sale to get rid of it. It'll just sit here for years if I don't touch it. Also, it was fun. I don't know. It was just fun. Like, I enjoy it. So I don't know how that got into it, other than I just think that sometimes you just change over time, whether it's maturing as a picker or if it's just your situation is different. I don't know what it is, but um I don't know. I even, like, that's something I never thought I would ever say. I enjoyed
No,
going
that's good
picking
that
with someone.
you can do that. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, I don't think yard sales are there. I think I just, because I like to move. I'm quick. I want to in and out. I don't want to have to wait for anyone. But when you go to an estate or a private pick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Auctions would be different too because you're competing every single item. So that's different. But I think, you
Well,
know,
auctions are a good point. Like I was talking to Serge about that and my friend John,
yeah,
and I said I want to sit with you guys because I want to compete with you. You know,
yeah,
because I don't want to do the I'm not going to bid on this because Serge is bidding on this or John's bidding on it. I don't want to do that.
yeah.
Uh,
And,
thankfully, it hasn't
and
really come up much, but it could. You know, like it is awkward. Like for comic books, for example, right?
yeah.
I know John does do comic books. He bids, but I'm also interested in comic books, and then it could get awkward, right?
But
So
but here here
not
here's
enough for
how
everything to happen,
he-
just the potential, you know?
here's how it works with Ben and I. Like, I'm not sure if I'd be able to do with anyone. Like, I probably could. Well, Adam, I think maybe we've gone on a couple of picks together, but I think Jamie, Thrift on Fire, I think it would work with us. Like, because we're kind of in the same vote. Like, I don't think he would be overly offended if I picked something that oh man, I wanted that, or if he really wanted a video game, then I grabbed a video game, and I really wanted this piece of art, and they're kind of roughly the same value. We'd probably switch it. You know what I mean? When we get home or something.
Yeah.
But with Ben and I, for sure, because this has happened, not only in this particular case, this was my lead, but he'll get a lead and invite me. So it balances out. Okay, I might not have got that thing that he got this time, but he brought me over to this pick with him, and I got a whole truckload of stuff. Whereas opposed to, okay, that one item he got and I didn't, but he invited me to a pick where I got a whole truckload of stuff. So which
Much
totally
healthier,
outweighs that one item that I wished I would have got that he got, you know?
much healthier way to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
And so I don't know. That's just how it's working out. And for some reason it seems to be working out.
So, like for example, like I meet a lot of people at the booth, but just in general, I talk to people at Valley Village and stuff like that. And then if I gain to know someone and we're talking about stuff, I said, the one thing about me is I will never ever share my sources. I don't mind talking about items. I don't, and stuff like that, or reselling, like how to do shipping and all this stuff. But I will never share a source.
Yeah.
And I always say to them, please never share a source with me where you don't want to see me there getting the stuff you want,
Yeah.
because that can be very awkward. Because sometimes it's like someone could think that, well, I shared the source with Carl, and now Carl is showing up, and now he's stealing from me. Like I'm not saying all resellers are like that for sure. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm just saying I have seen that this is my category, right? How dare you go after? But it's like I might also be interested in that category, right? So a good example might be digital cameras, right? Serge and I both like digital cameras. Well, if I share a source with him to get them and he goes there, it could be awkward, or vice versa, right? So right now I just push him over and steal them off the booths before he has a chance, but that's okay. But yeah, like I'm glad you can do what you can do.
Yeah.
I'm very far away from that.
Yeah. And I was too, probably up to a couple years ago. Um, other than Adam and myself had done that a couple times. And again, I'm probably not there on yard sales, but I'm definitely there on these estate picks.
Yeah, yard sales are different because I would agree with you. It's like I want to go at my own pace.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck with someone else in the vehicle who's like, let's go look at this one. And it's like I don't see anything there that I'm interested in. Now I have to wait for you. Like, and I'm also like with yard sales, like there's the golden hour, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want that to be used up with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, when I go out with a car, sometimes I load up the car too. You never know. Now you have two. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
I would not enjoy that, right?
I've honestly not done it. So I don't know if it would work, but I don't think my mindset would allow me to actually do it anyway. You know what I mean? Because I kind of like that run and gun without,
Freedom.
I know I've gone with Steph, and sometimes she won't even get out of the truck. You know what I mean? She's just like, I know he's going to be there and back real soon. And sometimes by the time she's getting out of the truck, I'm already back in the truck.
You're like, get in the car, we gotta go, we gotta
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah, I honestly don't like going. I would never go to garage sales with Amy, and even at thrift stores because I always feel pressure. So it's in for me. It's something I do as by myself. So
Yeah. And she'll be buying cookies and lemonades from the kids, and I'm in the truck like, holy shit, like
how
it's
many
gonna
things am I
take
missing
four
out on?
minutes. This is
Yeah,
gonna take 3.67 seconds or minutes to,
it
or
doesn't work for me either. Yeah,
yeah, I just like I want to move.
and this is how you make your living too.
Yeah, and they're
It's
like,
not a game.
and she's like, well, I'm supporting the kids. I'm
Yeah, even I don't buy for the kids anymore. I used to.
just
If
yeah,
they
gotta
sold,
go.
if they sold coffee, I'd be all over that.
If they sold coffee, yeah, probably people would be all over it for sure.
I
Like
don't.
if it's like later in the day, I'll buy a hot dog or something.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you'll see guys doing that. Um or there'll be a yard sale, but it's for a charity. I'll buy the hot dog or
that's
sausage or
different.
whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're go, like I'd rather just throw a loony on the table and keep your lemonade. Like I gotta go. But
Yeah.
yeah, so anyway, that's kind of where the sourcing has gone.
I
And
didn't even go to garage sales this weekend because there was good ones or fine ones,
Yeah,
but it's just like I can't move through my basement. I have good stuff. It's not just full of crap. I actually have good stuff. So it's like no more garage sales until I need to be able to walk around, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Amy's getting a little concerned. She is being very you do your own thing, but she's like, yeah, we're now at fire hazard levels.
That don't say that out loud because if Steph has not used that one on
The
me yet.
worst thing is we need to replace our water tank, and there's so much stuff in the way.
Oh
I
my
don't even
word,
know where I would put it to
dude!
replace it.
So this is the thing. Don't be afraid to have a yard sale. You know what I mean? You can get rid of some of the riffraff that you don't want to deal with, and just have a yard sale.
Yeah. Well, the one good thing I
It,
did,
it's not as bad as you think, right? Just put.
yeah,
I think someone like you should put prices on all your stuff and set it out. So you might take a week. I'll just throw in a box. Somebody comes up to it. I want $20. You know what I mean? Something like that. But um, this Saturday, I did take some masking tape and a marker, and I would put prices on things because they were coming up to the kid, like the my nephew and his wife, and they didn't know what to price it at. So I just put prices on it, and it kind of give them a range to start at. So that might help you if you were to do a yard sale.
yeah,
But if you did $500, $1,000 on a day, there you go, dude.
no, for sure.
You unblocked your heater, your water tank.
I could just have a garage sale with all the porn down here.
Might be worth it just on that, right? I think people are going to look to buy them cheap,
That's fine.
right? So just keep that in mind. Like you might
Uh,
want to sell like by the box.
oh, I definitely would just get rid of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, like 30, 40 Playboys for $20.
Yeah.
You know, so
Sorry if this is all about me and my picking. So,
I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and I like to hear it, Carl.
so just two more quick things.
Yep.
I gave, I was sick of going back and forth to the Barbie person. So I think, I can't remember if I said it, but I told them to like put the very expensive Barbie to the side.
Yeah.
And then they're going to check stuff. And I sent them an offer
Yeah.
and I haven't heard back.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, just to let you know, what I think they're probably going to end up doing is getting multiple offers. And they're going to come back to you because you were the highest. So you might want to contemplate whether, you know what, I just had a couple good picks. I don't know if I'm interested anymore. Or they might have taken some of the shit out. So I need to come back and take a look at it and just kind of refresh my memory. I can't even remember what was there. I just bought a bunch of Barbie stuff. Just give them a line. And then when you go back, first of all, make sure it's all there, but even go a little bit lower. Just I don't think I'm at this price. See what they say. Because they're playing you now, Carl. They're playing you. If they were really interested, they would have give you an answer already.
yeah.
Right? So don't feel obligated at all. Even if they come back, don't feel obligated at all. They're
Well,
playing you, you play them back.
or who knows? Like, I think that's possible scenarios, right? Or someone just trying to get a value.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what I was buying because they gave me there was a lot, like all pictures of everything that she was selling.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what I'm getting. And my offer was based on that lot minus that Barbie. I'm not upset at all though, because after that last private pick was so much better than I thought. That last thing I need is more inventory. So
Yeah.
so I'm not
And
upset.
then just tell them that. Just say, you know what? I've moved on. I bought a bunch of Barbie stuff. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. My house is full. I can't do that pick now.
Yeah,
Who cares? Move on. Sounds to me like they wanted too much.
I think so. I
And
think
they're
they probably
playing you.
wanted more close to retail.
Yeah. So
So but I have no interest in paying more than I offered. So either way, I haven't heard back from them and it's been about a week
but
and a
just
bit.
don't feel like
But
you made the offer that you still have to uphold it. Just say you guys took so long. I was willing to pay that then, but my house is full. I've moved on. I just can't do that pit. I just can't do that right now. My house is absolutely stuffed full.
I could do that, but I'm
Yeah.
happy with the offer I sent. Like I
Uh-huh.
would be fine with that still. So, but
Yeah.
I'm just leaving it. I'm not even going to contact them,
Yeah.
and I'm just leaving it. So we'll see how that goes.
But just don't, just don't let them bully you. Well, you said, well, you know what? I said it then. You guys could have contacted me weeks ago, and you didn't.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. Like it doesn't matter to me either way. So, but
I
that's
just
good
don't want.
advice.
I just don't want to see you get bullied, Carl. That's all.
I know the mean people.
Just say my buddy bought 9 swords,
He'll come over and show them to you real close. They're sharp.
and one of them has a dragon on
Yeah, that one takes your soul if you get hit.
and the demon mask. So if he had the demon mask on and the sword,
Oh wow, I never thought of
oh,
that.
you just got little Barbies. They're gonna all be headless Barbies.
Yeah, that's like that was the thing with that private fake. There's a lot of work stuff, like all that Barbie stuff too,
Yeah,
and even the My Little Ponies. It's like I had to clean them. All the hair is a mess, and then ID them and come up with a price and price them, and all that takes work, right?
yeah.
Uh, what else? The market was so the market. I got rid of the clothing and I put a comic book area.
You got rid of the jerseys,
Yeah.
not the clothing.
Oh my god. Yeah. Sorry.
We went on
Sorry,
that
everyone.
for
I know
7.5 minutes, Carl.
of discussion about what is clothing.
But
So
I
the
did explain it properly. Like clothing and jerseys are two different things.
Jerseys are gone.
They're gone.
They're back in John's hands.
When are they coming back into the booth?
Probably
Because
never.
I think you said you had them in zone 4, but I think they'd sell better in zone 7. And that will also help you with your data if you put them in a different zone.
They're in zone F. Keep up.
They're in zone F. You.
But now I've renamed zone F to zone H. Because zone H is just comic books.
Okay.
I didn't sell any comic books.
Oh, get them out of zone H. Put them in zone F.
Well, I had to give them a chance. I put all the crap. I basically set up the thing so now it's like that's my. I put one long box in there, and a bunch of comics on the wall, and it's like that's good enough.
Yeah.
It was, the funny thing is like sales were. I think it was like $250, which in the past I would have been fine. Like, that's fine, but now I'm used to like $350, $400.
Yeah.
Now it feels like that sucked. Those, this funny thing is those Mother Days and stuff. Like it was Mother's Day, on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I find those like there's people there, but mostly they're just out to do stuff. Than actually,
they're just out to do stuff. Yeah.
So I wasn't that surprised.
And you know what? That's a good point. Maybe that's why Sunday was a little bit slower. Saturday was good. I never even thought it was Mother's Day because I went to Mother's Day yesterday. I visited my mom yesterday for Mother's Day, so I wasn't really thinking about that on Sunday. So that's a good point.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's it. I'm not planning going to garage sales again, unless they're like just down the street, maybe.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I took out a lot out of the booth that is still my car that I have to get back to John, because there's so much like all my tobacco stuff we talked about before, and just other weird stuff just wasn't. It's been there for a year. It has chance. So
now you've got so much stuff here. Do you kind of wish that John's stuff wasn't in your booth, or?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay.
But I'm definitely going to lower the percent of his stuff compared to mine.
You're going to what? Sorry?
Lower the percentage of his inventory in my booth compared to mine.
Okay.
Because like some of his stuff sells really good. Like the records.
Yeah.
Great. CDs. Okay. The rest of the stuff, not like the zero sales, but it's pretty same. I'd rather have my stuff there because I don't have to pay his commission, right?
Right.
So it might be like, hey, I sold this for X, but really I mean X minus a lot, right? So it's like it can be a little illusionary, like I sold $300, but really I only got X from that, right? And so I am doing that, and that's kind of that purge with the stuff I just mentioned. But all the stuff I'm purging with his, I also purge with mine. I'm not discriminating against his stuff.
Right.
But it is a lot of his stuff. And I'm kind of thinking like, what do I want him to actually give me? And really, all I really want him to give me is records, to be honest. And I'm not sure. The other thing too is he opened his own booth, right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, a while ago, like in
Oh,
May of last year.
okay.
So a lot of his best stuff, which makes sense, is going to his prime booth.
Right.
And I don't want secondary. I don't want cheap stuff in my booth, right?
Right.
Or and
Because
and,
you're
and
paying rent for this one.
I'm paying rent.
Dude,
And to be fair to him,
if he's got his own booth now, I would just give all his stuff to him.
well, I want the records.
Yeah, but you'll eventually you start doing these type of picks, you're going to eventually have your own records.
Well, we get to that point, but I do like having the records because it
Yeah.
brings in a different crowd. And my booth, I tell you, man, all Sunday there's people there in my booth, right? I
Yeah.
never, except for like maybe 2 to 4, which is always a dead period, maybe.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm exhausted anyways, and I'm just happy to sit there and just stare at a wall, kind of thing, because
Yeah.
it is exhausting. So,
well, that's good that there's people coming out there for sure.
There's always, like I was talking to my friend Tim, who was at very front of the booths at the mall, right?
Yeah.
And I used to go visit him, and I said, he said, oh, I don't see you as much, and I said, yeah, it's because I can't leave my booth anymore, because if I leave my booth, there's almost always someone waiting for me when I go back to buy something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that to customers. That's not fair to them
or
to the other booth owners around me.
Yeah.
So, that's the reality
that's
of it.
That's good that it's getting busy for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Do you want to get into, is there anything else, or do you want to get into questions?
I was going to say something, but I can't really recall.
GameStop, eBay rejected GameStop's offer.
Yeah, for sure.
But there could be a hostile thing next, but we'll see how that goes.
Did you say whether your movie discs were selling or no?
I sold just a couple this weekend.
Okay.
So that's definitely fallen off now. When I'm really bored, I'm gonna make a title list. But I probably still have at least 200. So I'm gonna have to be really bored to do that. So, but I might be.
What's your data say?
For what?
Like, should you move them to a different zone?
A lot of it is underneath my tables, so they're not taking up prime spot. So my main zone, right, which is A,
right,
I'm going to definitely use that to always put new stuff in that zone, because that's the most visible spot. And this weekend I actually moved some stuff that had been at the front of my booth, like in that prime spot, to where the comic books were, because what I don't want to do is people come down and who go to the market on a regular basis see my booth and assume nothing's changed, because these prominent items have not changed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They might not even look. They'll look down, they go, oh, those magazines are there. Those magazines have been there for 2 months. I'm not even gonna look. That definitely happens.
So let's kind of play this, because I'm different because I don't stay at my booth. I'm loaded, I'm gone. But if I was you and I was staying at a booth, or if I do like a show or something, this is something I would totally do. So you have a zone A, your prime visual spot. You have a zone A item the size of a football on a shelf. Someone buys that item. Would you take what zone is your discs in?
My discs. You mean the records, or do you mean CDs, or what do you mean?
The
laser discs.
Laser discs.
Yeah, zone A.
They're in a zone A? I thought they were under a table.
They're both. I have the excess inventory. I have one box or two in zone A, and then the rest, I even have on the boxes more available just to ask. And whenever I see someone looking at Laserdisc, I just tell them, and they're all in little wheelies they can easily get out.
Because what I would suggest is, but you've already done this, I would say take out some of your horror or something more that you would think people would be more interested in, and put that in that spot on zone A. So your zone A, that there's not an empty space. Yeah, because somebody bought something there. Fill it in.
I never have an empty space on zone
So
A.
you take something else and fill it in those spots?
Yeah, because it's such a prime spot.
Right. Okay. I did. That's my question. I didn't know
Yeah,
if you were doing that. So,
you know,
and I think that's important to do.
especially like especially at the front as it faces the aisle.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for me to always be changing that up as much as I can because that brings in people again. So, but
Because I don't need data to know that, but you like your data, so I was your data includes different zones and different items in certain zones. Am I right? So what I'm saying
generally,
is
yes. Generally, yes. It's not as cut and dry as
to
that.
bring that item and fill that space into that area that you consider your prime. I would be doing that so that those zones should be completely full at all times. Only
Yeah.
because you're there and you can do that. I couldn't do that, but
Yeah, my zone A always is full.
okay.
But like zone C, that's my records, right? So I never gonna change that zone to anything else. It's always gonna be records, right?
But records guys can sniff those out from a mile away. So
They can, yeah.
yeah,
So that's never gonna change. It's a good spot. It's
yeah.
fine.
Where is your desk? What zone would you classify your desk at?
Zone my desk is D.
And now, is that because you classified that, or if you had a shelf there, what would you classify the shelf as?
D. I
Okay.
do have so I have my desk, right?
Yeah.
But on top of the desk is
Is
inventory.
zone D for desk, or
No,
is
it
it
just happens to be that one.
okay?
So there's a little bookcase in front of my desk.
Oh,
There's
okay.
inventory on top and one
Yeah.
glass case I have.
Okay.
I just call that zone D
Yeah.
because I not it doesn't like and all my back wall, all the bookshelves along the back wall is zone E. I don't I
Dude,
should
that's a better zone than zone E.
well zone D actually has been losing money.
Yeah, but zone E should not be losing money. Zone E is just at the back of the booth. You got to draw them in, but once they're in, those are prime visual spots.
So zone E does okay. But
I
remember I
think
was
you
saying
got,
zone A brings in like 70% of all my profits or zone A.
but I think you got to put some better product on zone E to really get that.
And that's what I was doing. So like I
Okay.
took out all the tobacco stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
That was all zone E. So I took all that out and then I put in some random crap or okay stuff like cars and stuff like that, but it's going to take another few weeks to actually
So
build
what
up again.
zone is your records in? You said
C.
E. C?
C.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So put the records on zone E. Put something else in zone C and see if that fluctuates your data.
You know how much work that is?
Not really.
Well,
10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
no. Actually,
Ain't more than
I have no
15
problem with
minutes.
zone C is holding its own. It can stay where it is. It deserves that spot.
Yeah, but you might better zone E with you put records there, get the same amount, and then increase your. That's going to increase your zone E, but zone C will stay the same because you're going to put something good there anyway.
I did that with CDs.
Yeah.
So CDs used to be John actually made me a display for CDs, right?
Yeah.
I actually took that out of a prime spot
Yeah.
and put it against the back wall because CDs don't need to be in a prime spot because people are going to see CDs
Same as DVDs.
and same as DVDs. So CDs actually the amount I've sold CDs hasn't actually changed, even though it's in slightly worse spot now.
Right.
So he even said something. It's like, why did you move back here? I was like, actually, it didn't make a difference because people see CDs from a distance and they know what that is. They don't need to be close to see what a CD is, right?
But that would have affected your data for zone E.
It doesn't. Yeah, that is its own CDs are its own zone.
Okay.
Even though it's against the back wall, its CDs have its own spot. Especially considering a lot of those CDs are John stuff. So I need to when I do my automatic calculations, it takes my net out of the total amount from that zone.
Okay.
Right? I know it's all nerdy stuff, but Really, what it also does, it just makes me aware of issues where I didn't know there was an issue. How about that?
I know where there's issues.
I
I
know.
know.
Mm,
Carl, be nice.
no,
It's making fun of me, audience. All right,
it
let's
makes
get
fun of
going,
me.
Carl. Let's get to the comments.
Okay, for those of you who are left, we're going to go to the comments. Okay.
Well, let's start. I got one on Instagram with Julie. We'll start with Instagram first.
Yeah.
Um, I'll have to bring this up now. Hang on, hang on, hang on. What the heck? I just had it. There it is. Okay, so this is Julie Red Trunk Relics. You can check her out on Instagram. She does YouTube as well.
Yeah,
She's
we've
still
known
doing
Julie
YouTube.
for years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So okay. Hi Scott. Do you post on eBay.ca or .com? I'm .ca. Carl was .com, but because of the de minimis changes, he's now fully on .ca. Am I right?
Because of EIS is why I
Or
switched
because of
to .ca.
EIS.
Yeah. To be on EIS, you need .ca. So I switched.
Um,
I think you do. I don't know. Now I'm a little worried if I'm wrong, but there was some issue, and I think it was I think it was EIS why I switched.
yeah.
So
And then also, would Reseller Evolution ever do a step by step on posting an item on EIS and then the steps after a sale to the US explaining how the heck to use Zonos? So EIS and Zonos are two different things. EIS is one thing, and you can chime in whenever you want, Carl, but for me, it was EIS is eBay has to invite you into that system. It's only through eBay. And basically they have an eBay hub in Mississauga. Someone buys it from another country. It's not just US, it can be anywhere in another country. They're going to pay premium price for this item based on commissions and shipping and all sorts of things, including duties. And all I'm responsible for is shipping it from my house to the base in Mississauga, and they take care of it from there. Meaning, if it's a return, if it shows up damaged or doesn't show up at all, eBay allows me to keep my money and they take full responsibility.
yeah, big
Anything you
plus.
want to add there, Carl?
No, it's great. The only issue, of course, is the cost for the buyer is much higher
Is much higher.
than if you had shipped it yourself.
Now, what I've started doing is Zonos. What is Zonos? Zonos, and what I've done is I've started opening up my listings to the US like I had done in the past. So I have two options. I could sell them FedEx, UPS, ship it directly, and then they got to pay duties on arrival. And there's going to be a higher cost because there's going to be also brokerage fees, which they might not be aware of, or they might not be aware of that they're going to be quite as high. So I
Yeah,
do not send it that way.
that's only
I
with UPS and FedEx or DHL or
Yeah. Um, and I don't know those charges, so I can't even warn the buyer. They take all responsibility from there. So what I've done is I've opened it up and I only ship through Canada Post, but Canada Post requires Zonos paperwork to be done, which is simple by going on to Zonos, go to prepay Zonos, you fill out a couple of questions, which is very clear and easy to do. Once you do it once, it's like riding a
yeah.
bike.
The first time is really hard, but then after a while, you kind of
Yeah.
gets easier.
And now with Zonos, I put in a description and you put in where the item is made. Pretty much, and there could be the odd exception, but they're going to calculate it for you. But the rule of thumb is pretty much any country it's made from outside of the US could and likely will have a 10% duty attached to that, which you prepay. Now you can charge that to the person if you want, but you have to do it up front ahead of time. I don't. I eat that 10%. But if it's made in the US and it falls under many categories, but if it's made in the US, like my GI Joes, no duties. I sold a belt buckle for oil rig well service belt buckle, $50. I put made in the US. It didn't say anything else, so I put made in the US, zero duties. It's going out today as well. Multiple GI Joe stuff, zero duties. Now and then you'll get something that's made in China or Canada, or it's clearly written on it. I just eat the 10%. I prepay that. So what I've been doing lately, I could do it on the Canada Post website, but what I've been doing is taking the zone. I have to print the form, which has a QR code. I take that with the information, person's address that I'm shipping it to and stuff. Take that with me. I go to the post office. They fill in the form. They like on their computer, person's address, all this kind of stuff, where it's made. They scan the QR code, and then I pay them shipping. I've already prepaid the duties on Zonus, and I only pay for the shipping, which is I have a business card thing through Canada Post, so I get a bit of a discount, but it's probably about $2 or $3 more than what I would do if I was shipping it through eBay, because the eBay labels seem to be relatively cheaper because they have a deal with eBay. Anything you want to add to that, Carl, that I might have missed?
Yeah, just a couple of things. One is that when I use Zonos and then I buy the label, I actually buy it off Canada Post's website and pay for it there. So I don't have to pay for it at the counter.
Yep.
But the amount I'm paying is probably the same that you're paying because of that business card.
Okay.
I'm guessing, but I have a feeling it's the same.
So I went to do that before you go to your next thing. I went to do that today, and I honestly found that it's more easy to let them do it at the post office. Not that it's hard there, but the shipping seemed to be cost me more online than when I go to the post office and show my card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And when you bought the shipping online,
I actually canceled it because once I got to that shipping cost, like to ship something that it said $19 and something cents, by the time you put tax and everything, it came out to like $24. And I know that if I go to the post office, it's probably going to be about 16 something.
To be clear, though, when you went on Canada Post website, did you sign in?
Yeah, I signed in.
So it's using your business account, your business number, the same as your card?
Yep. Well, I don't know if it's the same as a card, but they're definitely signed in because you can't go any further without signing in.
Okay, because like that.
And I actually had to change my address because my old address was into the account that I had made.
Okay, because when I go on, I think it's called Snapship. I can't even know what they're calling it now.
I think that was right. I think that's
when I go to Snapship, it should be the same discount, but honestly, I don't have the card, so I can't even compare the two.
I found that it was more expensive. I was willing to go 19, and then as soon as all of a sudden I go through it, and then all of a sudden it gives me the taxes and everything, come up almost $24. Yeah. I'm like, screw this, and I canceled it. And I'm gonna go pay. I'm gonna go do it right there at the post office. It takes them longer, obviously, but it takes me less time. So
the only reason I wouldn't want to do that is often at my post office there's lineups. So
yeah, I go to the shoppers one because there's less lineup.
Shoppers too.
There's lineup shoppers.
Yeah, almost every time.
The shopper one here is actually there might be one person in front of me, maybe.
I get the person who's never mailed a thing in their life every single time.
Well, they've got two girls. If there's if it's too much of a lineup, they got another girl comes in.
Oh no, we only ever have one.
Oh,
She's really nice though. Like I can just like if I prepaid for everything, often just wait in line because I'm not in a hurry. But if it's bad, I actually do leave it on the counter. I haven't had an issue yet
yeah.
because she knows me really well, right?
And if, like, say today I got four, two are going through Zonos, two are just being shipped. So I give them packages first so they can quickly scan it. They give me a receipt, and then we move on to the Zonos. Just because I'm not sitting there with a ton of packages, but you do it how you want. But that's kind of how I do it. Um, and I like I've never had more than two packages through Zonos. You know what I mean? Like I got
Yeah.
two today, but I've never had like five packages to go through Zonos.
The only thing is like when I buy on Snapship,
Yeah.
the Zonos ID gets put into the label,
Yep.
so I don't have to do anything. I can still just
You,
drop that
you just
package
drop it
off.
off like you normally would.
Yeah, and the Zonos number is that information's with the packing slip, so I don't have to worry
So
about it.
so
Or
I'll go
shipping
back
label, I
in
should
and
say.
I'll go back in, maybe sign another account, make sure this is the card that's in that account because that could have affected the prices. I don't know. But
Yeah,
as my experience today, that's what I experienced. So I canceled it. And I'm gonna go do it in there because I know that shipping would be cheaper. So
I just wanted to add a couple things.
sure, yep,
Uh, it's still very chunky doing this. So, with eBay, the nice thing with eBay labels is you did it all on their website, right? Like if you're doing EIS, it's easy. It's just like shipping anything, right? You just print the label and off you go.
yeah.
Unfortunately, with there's no integration yet for eBay. So you have to go to Canada Post. You got to put in the address manually. Thankfully, your address is there, and you got to deal with all. It takes so much longer, right? So
Well, it takes longer, but it's not like an hour. You know what I mean? You could
no,
probably do one package in 10 minutes.
it's probably an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah. So,
I don't
it
like
depends
it.
what longer is, but it's going to
Yeah,
take you 10 minutes to go through everything on the website. So,
yeah. There's no way around it.
right?
Well, EIS, I guess that's the fast, very fast. But
Yeah, but you're going to have a lot less sales because nobody's going to pay all that money, right? So,
yeah, no, I agree. That's the only reason to do it yourself. But I saw something last night kind of interesting on Two Dogs Digs channel. They were looking at someone's listing,
yeah.
and on the second picture for the listing, they had a big yellow. All the picture was a big yellow picture that said Americans do not have to pay tariffs. Tariffs have been paid for you in advance. And I thought that was a really good idea
Well, okay. So
because it was very obvious.
here's what I was worried about by saying that. So I've had a couple of people message me. How much duties am I looking at or will I have to pay? I sent a standard message that I ship through Canada Post and I take on the duties, which is about which is normally about 10% or less. I don't get into zeros and all this stuff. It's 10% or less, but I pay through that and I ship through Canada Post and I prepay the duties here. So should be and I put there should be no extra cost to you. Because if all of a sudden something happened and or they said you said there was no duties and I had got charged duties or a brokerage fee or something like that. I just don't want them to be able to come back on me.
Well, that should never happen with Canada Post.
Shouldn't.
I don't even know how it could.
Okay, so what if they look what if the border guy opens it up and says he said it's made of plastic, but most of this is metal, or this is made of metal and plastic. He should have put metal there because I remember somebody saying that the twist ties had aluminum and they didn't disclose aluminum, so they charged them with aluminum
That's
cost.
stupid. But it would bounce back to you.
So it would bounce back then.
Yeah, it would bounce back to you.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it bounce. I
It
think the
would
guy.
definitely not show up on the door with more duties from USPS. That's for sure.
Okay. Well then, if you're confident, then that's fine.
Guaranteed.
What's that?
Guaranteed. Here, right here.
Okay. So I wasn't sure, and I thought I don't want to leave myself open, but I just say that blurb, and both times
Yeah.
those two people ended up buying the item.
So I would also say for every person who emails you and asks you that,
Yeah.
how many people don't even bother emailing you and don't buy?
Well, I mean, that's out of my control.
But that's my point with that second picture with the yellow, like very obvious thing that you could read as an American to put them at ease.
Okay. And I just explained why I didn't do that. But if you guarantee it, Carl, then I'll put that up there. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's a bad idea. I'm just telling you why I didn't do it.
I haven't exactly gone through my listings and done it. I just thought it was a good idea. But I might,
Yeah.
right?
All of a
Because
sudden, I got a
it is a good idea. Because like,
$50,000 fine.
well, there's no lies there. Like, what's the worst case?
I'm kidding.
Worst case scenario is you piss off a buyer, right? But even then, I think the chance of that is so low because I don't even know how that would even happen, right? So I think it was a good idea. And like the nice thing about that second yellow picture is it's very obvious.
Okay.
It's not right.
Is it working?
I don't know. I don't know who that person is.
Oh, I thought you said Two Dogs Digs did it.
They saw a listing where someone had done that.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you share a link to good Canadian YouTuber showing how to ship EIS and Zonos? I don't know of anyone. I haven't really been watching it. I don't even think Jamie's mentioned it. Thrift on Fire.
I don't know
So
how
I
I
don't.
figured all this stuff out. I don't know. I can't remember how
Yeah.
I figured it. It was a pain in the butt, I must admit. Like I'm
So
wondering, part of the problem is the information keeps changing. Like the procedure changes over time, right? So I'm kind of scared of putting something up and then a week later it's wrong. I'm also lazy.
yeah.
Or giving bad advice. Like
Well,
who's listening
you
to
just
this,
gave me
right?
great advice, Carl. You said guaranteed.
Yeah, my guarantees are worth nothing, just so you know.
Yeah. See, now you're nervous too.
Well, that's the big difference too, like putting that thing out there and being wrong. That would suck, but I
Yeah.
worry too much. Uh, you know,
So,
there's a lot of misinformation out there
she did
too.
mention one more thing about like say shipping a mug that says made in Japan. So I think you just have to put made in Japan on that, and it'll calculate the duties. But you're probably looking at around 10%. 10%
Yeah.
of whatever that mug's cost, you're going to have to do it. So if it's a $50 mug, you're going to pay $5 plus. I think it's a $2 or $3 charge from Zonos.
Yeah, Zonos has a fixed fee. I think we looked at it was $2 plus 10% of the duty.
Yeah, so
So I 1%
yeah.
of the item cost. I guess you could say it that way if you wanted to.
Well, it depends what the item costs, but
Well, it doesn't matter because it's whatever.
well,
Sure.
if the item was $10 and you're paying $2 to use Zonos, you're paying.
No, I meant the variable amount is 1%. So it's $2 plus 1% of the value of the item.
Okay. All right.
Whatever. So, it's not that. It's just the pain in the. To me, it's the pain in the butt stuff is a much bigger issue, right? Like, are you willing to
find it horribly wrong to use Zonos? It's just time consuming at the post office,
yes,
or online. But I'm going to do it at the post office until I get things fixed up here. But it is time is money, and it's time consuming, and you're eating 10% on some of the items, right? If it doesn't have anything on it, just say made in USA. If it's vintage, that's what I've been doing. Like the belt buckle, I don't know. The name is German, but it says Wells Services, so that's got to be probably Canadian. So it's probably a German person that drills in Canada, has for oil, and I put American made. So there you go, because it doesn't say anything else. So prove me wrong.
The opinions expressed by certain members of this podcast does not necessarily represent all.
Carl told me to do it.
It is a mess. But at least, my dream would be if eBay just integrated all this stuff, because it's like, not only is it the pain in the butt doing things on Snapship or at the post office.
Yeah.
We also lost the discounted shipping rates we had to ship to the United States. So it's like a double whammy. But I don't think they're going to fix it anytime soon.
So hopefully that helps. If any more questions, Julie, feel free to text them. We'll talk about them next week.
Yeah, I just want to say one other thing. She asked about .ca and .com.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different opinions on that, and a lot of people say they're going back to .com. and they're getting more American sales.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I have seen enough evidence that it's not beyond psychological. So,
Yeah.
but
Never done it. Never will. So I don't know.
there were advantages, but compared to everything else, the problem is like now with EIS, like I said, from what I understand, you have to be on .ca. A lot of the people who went to .com hate EIS for some reason. So they want to actually get out of EIS. One thing that I think has changed is with EIS, you had to put the country of origin there. But I'm not sure if that's true anymore. I think that actually changed. So like that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like things change over time. Because at one point I just would not have country on origin on stuff I wanted to only offer my own shipping, and that changed. I didn't realize it. So
All right. Next, Carl.
Tina. So she says, you left us hanging. I want to hear about the ghost. So yeah, there's two ghosts. One is our old house, which was just more of my family member actually saw something there. I never saw anything, but it was always this weird spot on the stairs, this one little tiny spot. And my sister and I never talked about it. Never talked about it at home. Never talked about it. And when we're long gone, I always said, "Oh, I was always scared in this one spot." And she said, "I actually saw something there once."
Wow.
She saw a lady. So who knows about that? But my cottage, that is definitely was haunted. One bedroom, and I hated going there because it was so terrifying. And just in this one bedroom,
Yeah.
and I remember trying to get to sleep, and my sister had her friend stay, and her friend left that room during the middle of the night, saying she couldn't sleep in that room. It was too hot, and I think she was pre-told, but I'm not sure. There's a couple stories, and I'm not sure. But and then
Well,
what
if she's
happened?
told, it's not as exciting. But if she wasn't told about it,
Yeah, well,
that's
one
what.
person supposedly wasn't told.
Okay.
So, but that room definitely had vibes, like, and the final story is that during her wedding, her friend stayed in that room, and she woke up and she saw a ghostly figure, and that figure told her that to say that my brother's talking to me and says he's okay.
Oof.
And her brother had died, right? And she woke
Yeah.
up and saw this thing and it talked to her and gave her this message. And since then, that room hasn't nearly had the same feel. So you take
So
that what you want. That's what happened.
let me
So
ask you this, Carl.
yeah,
Someone's wedding day, very special day for them, and they had lost a loved one, a father, or brother, or mother, sister, whatever, someone very close to them, and you, I don't know, you traveled a long way, so you're close to the family.
yeah.
You slept in the house. You wake up in the morning because overnight a ghost came and told you to say that story. But you knew by telling that person this, it's going to upset them. It could upset them, or it's going to really change the way they view the rest of the day.
Well, the person whose brother has passed is the one who saw the ghost, who got the
Would
message.
you? But no. But I'm saying, would you tell like the bridesmaid? Would you go to her and tell her what you experienced, or would you say, "I'm not going to do that because it's going to change her whole day. She's probably going to be upset, and I don't want to upset her."
It depends on the person, I think, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just give you what the
I
person's.
probably tell them the next day. I might not bring it up during the wedding day.
Yeah. But what if the ghost said, "You're going to tell her now. You're going to go and tell her now, Carl."
Well, maybe if I had that experience, but don't. But that's not the scenario here, right?
Well, I'm making up a scenario.
Yeah, and I'm saying I'd probably tell them the next day. Oh, what they said right now? I don't know. I might. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation
This
where
is
something
her
occurred.
father
I
speaking.
I've never seen a ghost. I've never seen a ghost. So
Like I don't think I could tell her. I don't think
yeah,
I'm telling any ghost out there now, do not do that to me because I'm not going to say nothing. You
I can
picked the
only
wrong
tell you what
person.
happened.
You
Right,
picked the wrong person.
right. So I never saw a ghost there, but I definitely that room, man. But
That's it.
I
That's
was
it.
not the only one.
Yeah.
So Also, I found out that it's an older house. It's 1840s, I think.
Okay.
I found out that the son and the father had died because right next to it was the rapids, and like, unfortunately, people probably got too close, especially children or adults might have had a bit to drink, to be honest, in that town.
Yeah.
So
We just an old friend. He's so my cousin that passed away there last September.
yeah,
I'm related to him because of our mothers,
yeah,
but on his father's side, he's actually a different family, but because of this family, I would have known some of the siblings and the people on the other side. Anyways, yeah, they you might have heard it, but a boy and his child drowned in St. Williams. They went
yeah,
out. They had life jackets on, and everything. So we don't know what happened,
yeah.
but it was on the news.
Sad.
But
It
yeah,
happens.
it happens. 53 and 7
Wow.
had life jackets on, everything. So we think the water somehow the boat tipped or something, and maybe the cold water, you know, just
Could be a lot
pulled,
of things.
pulled
Yeah.
all the heat out of you and hypothermia.
It can
So
be really cold. Like there's interesting thing at the Titanic Museum where you have to hold your arm in the water that would have been cold for when the Titanic went in. How long can you hold your arm in there?
yeah,
And it's only like a few minutes, right? But you'd be out there for a day. Like, what chance would you actually have? But
yeah, and people go out there fishing, but if I don't know I don't even know if it was a canoe or a boat. I don't know if it was a big boat. I don't even know, but I think the boat tipped. So sometimes it's hard to get that boat turned over right. If the waves choppy or whatever, but people go out there fishing all the time, right? So
it's dangerous. Yeah.
it can be dangerous.
Lake Erie
Anywho,
has I don't know if it's Lake Erie, but
Lake Erie. Yep.
there's a lot of shipwrecks out there, right?
Yep.
For good reasons. So,
Yep. So anyway,
anyways, yes. So all that stuff happened, but not evidence. So you have to make your own decisions. But there was also another story where this girl was terrified because this boy kept coming through the wall saying, "I want to play."
oh,
And where their house was used to be a barn, and a kid had died there by falling off one of the rafters.
wow,
Yeah.
that's
And that's
craziness.
just the stories you hear. Like, how many stories do you not hear, right?
Oh, dude, seriously, it's craziness.
So that's it for that, Tina. Oh yeah. Oh, she said, nice to see you last weekend. Yeah, it was great seeing you too. The booth is really coming along great. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
So Noodle sent one a few days ago. I think when I uploaded it, I would have saw this, so I replied back to it. But Noodle, he was one of our top listeners. I think. Did someone beat him, or was he the top listener?
I don't even
Who was
see
that?
that
Who ended
comment.
up? Who ended up being the top listener last year?
I don't know. Tina.
Tina? Was it
A
Tina?
lot of
I
people
know
claim that.
Noodle was up there as well. But anyway, Carl is laid back. LOL. So he would have been referring to a previous show from last week, like 2 weeks ago. But
Oh yeah, yeah. I got them. I reversed them. Yeah, that was yeah.
and
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
whatever.
yes, he is, buddy. Yes, he
All
is.
good.
So there we go. Now we'll head over to YouTube, Carl.
Oh, we didn't finish. Do we? Oh yeah, we did. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Okay.
want to go?
Nova Scotia Celt, Randy. Hey, you're correct about why I don't ship to those countries. Yeah, he was talking about like Italy and Germany,
Yeah.
and former communist countries. Very interesting show. Prince Carl playing Playgirl, buying
Buying
Playgirl magazines. What?
and posting nude.
And posting nude. Yeah, that's my weekend. It's my life. What can I say? Prince Carl. Yeah, that's the reference to the servants at the house. It's funny. Oh, I just remembered something. I was watching YouTube, and the guy actually had the same board we had,
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. But the other thing I want to talk about is, you remember that wooden rattle, that huge wooden rattle you had,
Sold. Yep.
you sold?
Yeah.
So, and you thought it was from World War II?
Yeah.
So I was watching this thing about police in the past, and they used to have watchmen instead of police, and
Yeah.
they had that exact thing.
Okay.
So, like in the 19th century, they would, or even earlier, 18th century, they would, if there's a problem, they would use that rattle. And it was the exact same thing that you had. It was kind of cool.
So that's it. But the one that and I think it was used possibly for fire as well, like to alarm people. But the military part would have been for incoming air raid
Yeah,
siren.
it would be used
But
for that.
I think it could be. I honestly think it could be used at hockey games and stuff like that too. Instead of foghorns, they have the when someone scores that kind of shit. But I
I
think
should
I
find
got
that video and show it
65.
to you,
Yeah.
because
I
it's the
think,
exact same thing that you had for the
yep.
Watchmen. Yeah.
I think I got $65 for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was
So
it marked?
no.
So it could have been that. So I'll
Yep.
send it to you at some point, because it might have been that.
Yep. No doubt. I think you could really use it for to alarm on anything, right? So,
Yeah. Well, this was kind
but
of cool because it was for
yeah,
Watchmen before they were police officers,
yeah,
and that's how they alarmed each other that there's something going on. Farmer Scott carving aliens and Bigfoot.
yeah. It's gonna happen
Yep.
as soon as I get some time. As soon as I find some time, it's
Oh
gonna
my god,
happen.
yeah, so much stuff going on.
Um, Jefferson Flips sounds like a YouTube channel. Did you click on it? Find out.
Nope.
Okay. Well, let, here. I'm gonna click on it because let me see what happens. Yep, he's got videos out there. Jefferson Flips.
Oh, well, I'll take a look.
Looks like Florida or California or something based on his thumbnail. But we'll take a look at that and go check out Jefferson Flips. Okay, so let me come back here. Welcome. See what he see what he has to say here. Jefferson, another solid episode from Reseller Revolution. Thanks, Jefferson Flips. Where inventory management slowly turns into why do I own 400 comics and a sudden desire to start wood carving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I respect the hustle of turning and breaking even sports jersey section into comics, even if it sounds like trading one organized chaos problem for another. Also, the GameStop eBuy rumor discussion is peak reseller brain, equal parts skepticism, and yeah, but what if? Great listen, as always. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Um, So let's just get back into this here. Solid reseller inventory management slowly turns. Why do I do 400 copies suddenly desired? Yeah, well, wood carving's more of the Zen part of the brain. Instead, it takes away a little of the chaos because you're just focusing. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I need to do more comic books this week, and I'm not looking forward to that. What I'm trying to figure out is, how do I keep the $2 comics in the long box separated from my $5 ones? Uh, but
You probably really can't unless you put them at a
yeah,
different spot. Like so what I'm going to do with my more expensive comics, and really there's not. I might have like maybe 10 that I consider over 25-30 bucks. But when I put them in the booth, I'm going to lock them up because that's what one guy does, and they come up and they'll ask like they don't have a problem with lock stuff. I think a lot of those guys, gamers, comic book guys, guys that are into the expensive toys, I think they're used to their stuff being locked up anyway. But there is a rule, especially when like you're there, so it's different than my situation. But there
completely.
is that kind of rule, like if they can't access it and pick it up, they're less likely to buy it. And that does I think there is a large element to that theory.
Oh, for sure. Like, I got rid of all my cabinets doors, because even just having a door to open,
Yeah.
even without the lock, people are reluctant.
Yeah. So but you got to protect your stuff. Even even if it's not about theft, like just from damage.
There's that too for some. Like there's one piece I'm worried about because kids don't
Yeah, like
respect.
you don't want $100 comic being picked up, taken out, and then the tape from the back of the plastic sticking to the cover, and then all of a sudden it's got a big rip in it from the tape, or just everybody handling it is gonna show more wear on the comic than you want. And if you got a
Yeah.
$100 comic, the last thing you want is wear and tear on it, right? So
So what I did was I took some more quote unquote expensive ones, like over $5,
yeah,
and I put them on the peg wall hanging,
yeah.
just to kind of also not only to separate them, but also kind of visually make people aware there's comic books in this area. So that's my solution. If I'm gonna have like a $2 box and a $5 box, for the $5 comics, I'll probably bag and board all those for sure, and I'll just make a whole bunch of $5 price tags. Uh, but I'm not there
Let,
yet. So
let's put it this way: if you have, I don't, how many comics you got, Carl? Did you say 400, or what did you
where?
have
How
a
many
number?
does a long box hold?
Oh, a couple hundred for sure.
So I must have like 600 to 800 comics
Okay, so why even bother with your $1 $2 comics?
because it was just an easy start.
So like, why don't you take those ones out because they're just taking up space and they're hardly ever desired. Throw them in an auction or trade them for something with somebody, and just keep $5 and above comics
That's an excellent idea.
because they're going to sell quicker than your $2 ones anyways, and you're not wasting all that space. And you got so many. It's not like
I have a
well,
lot, but they haven't been processed.
yeah,
So processing the cheap comics is easy, right? Because condition doesn't really matter. Because
right,
even if they're in prime condition, they're only still going to be worth like three,
yeah,
right? So I'm not losing out on value. But when it comes to like other comics, condition is like $5 or $500, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
it takes a lot more energy. So I just did the easy ones. Also, they're taking up a lot of room in the house. So those ones, like if I undersell some of those comics, it's not the end of the world, right? But
So
for some other ones, it makes a big difference.
if you do decide to do a yard sale, you could easily dump those $2 comics in the yard sale.
I
You put
could,
them on a
yeah,
long box and put $30 on it. Someone's going to come and grab
yeah. Someone's gonna grab my long box. I want to keep my long box.
them. Okay,
They
put them
cost
in.
they
I
cost
don't know.
money. Those stupid boxes,
Well,
eh?
put them in something then. I don't know. But I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. No, it's a good idea. Like mostly, I just wanted to get that corner set up, and this
Yeah,
was the easiest way for me to actually do it,
yeah.
rather than say I'm going to do it. Right now, I took some things off Zone A, some magazines, and put it next to the comics just to fill up the area. So I have something there, but I really want that to be my comic book area. But it does take a lot of work, and you have to be in the right mood to, because like that condition stuff is very important, and I don't know if I have the patience right now. So, but
Well, Jefferson Flips here is also respect the hustle that you're with your jerseys and stuff, and I think he agrees with us that it's interesting to talk about the subject of GameStop. Really, it's just a rumor, and I think we kind of you discussed it earlier how eBay shut that down. So
yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I said, unless like because it's he could do a hostile takeover, but
he could try. I
he
don't
can
think
do
that's
yeah
even
to do that you need controlling shares,
yeah.
or you convince people who own shares to go with that offer. And I think it's so leveraged. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I could be wrong. But
And Jefferson Flips, go check out his channel. We'll have to check that out. I haven't really been watching many YouTubers lately, but we'll go check it out. Pretty much Thrift on Fire and Harry Humstone is all I really been watching. I think.
yeah, I watched
What
Two
about you?
Dogs, Diggs, and Jamie
Oh,
when it pops up. But
okay. Jefferson Flips, thanks for the comment. No,
yeah, thank you.
Randy. This is a Randy show. This is what he likes, the long ones. So we're right in line with Randy show. So
Yep.
that's what we want people to say next week. The Randy Show.
The Randy Show. There you
It's
go.
a it's a Randy Show. Um, that'll be to determine if you listen to the end.
There you go.
A Randy Show. All right, that's it. That's all I
That's it.
got.
That's all.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Thanks everyone for the comments. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks for another great time on this show, Carl.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you too.
All right, everyone. Good picking, good selling, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.